not born at the same time. Even if a few seconds of difference makes a difference. Then the other thing is, okay, we would have studied in the same school, we would have, of course, that we would have had the same parents, lived in the same house, but the experiences that we went through were different. And what we learned from that experience was also different. Think of the following. Let's assume that we plan a trip to Brazil, right? And we're going to go on the same plane. Will we have the exact same experience? No. Because of what? Oh, I have my fears, or I have my anxiety, or I have my dreams, I have my plans, and these will dictate the experience that I'm going to have when flying to Brazil, right? And then on the plane, we're not going to be on the same seat, right? Thank God, no. We're going to be in a different seat. And because of it, we may have a different flight attendant, which will make our experience to Brazil different. So you see, even by doing the exact same thing, there is uniqueness on absolutely everything that we do. And why? Because of our skills. The way we learn is different. The way we live is different. The way we experience things is different. What else that we have? We also have our perspectives. Where do our perspectives come from? From our past experiences. Right? If you have had a previous flight to Brazil that was horrible, how would you feel in the following one?
Now I'm happy.
You would be anxious. You would be, I don't know, feeling some fear of getting into the plane. And why? Because of your past experience. But what if, let's think of the opposite. What if your past experience was awesome? How would you feel? Pumped. Let's go. Right? Again, perspectives. We've had past experiences. Our experiences starts when? The belly of our mom, right? That's when the experience starts. We feel absolutely everything that our mom feels throughout the 40 weeks that we are in the gestation period, right? And what else? All experiences. The combination of those three things creates our superpower. What is our superpower? Our uniqueness. Because we are all different. Let's do a math here. How many people live in the world right now? We are close to 8 billion people on Earth. What is the ratio of spiritists to incarnated spirits? 3 to 1-ish. So we are talking about 20 billion spirits. And we are all different. And this is magic. Because being unique means that no one else is like us. If we get back to the definition, distinctively different or unlike anything else. We are unique. And this is our superpower. Okay? So, who is here? Who is she? Very well known. Was she born well known? No. She was born like everybody else. Unknown person. What is her superpower?
Her skills.
Skills. Was she born with those skills? No. She was incentivized. She practiced a lot. Who she became? A tennis player. A famous tennis player?
Yeah.
More than a tennis player.
She's a powerful woman.
She's a powerful woman. She inspired generation. There are a lot more women tennis players after her. And why? Unique combination of power, agility, and resilience. She used that in her favor. This is unique of Serena because of the conditions that she was born, the incentives that she had. But what did she do? she recognized her superpower, her abilities, and she put that to work. Do we have that ability? Of course we do. We are all different. We just need to recognize our superpower and put the superpower to work. Do we have more Serena Williams?
Got her sister. You know,
Yeah.
she's not quite as good though, but you know.
But she was the
same family.
Absolutely. And she opened many doors for Serena.
Yeah.
And we have others that came after her. Naomi. We have many other players, amazing female players that came after Serena. But it was not only this. So she definitely became the greatest female tennis player of all times. But what else? Was it the only thing, which is not minor, become the greatest female tennis player of all time? It's not minor. But what else she did? What happened next? As I said, she inspired and she completely reshaped a generation, if not generations. And why? She put her superpower to work. I listed here just two things, but she was definitely an inspiration. If you look at the more recent female tennis players, they mention her name multiple times, not just because she's the most famous tennis player, but because she opened doors to a type of sport that was very male.
Color too.
Color. She's a woman of color, right? So she was definitely an inspiration for new generations. And the gender equality and social justice. Unfortunately, we still live in a world where it's very biased. And we need to find people that fight for that. Who can fight for that? All of us. All of us. How? With our superpower. Knowing our superpower, understanding, and I'm going to talk about this, our inner superpower. We can leverage that because no one else is like us. No one else has the combination of our skills and experiences. No one else. We are unique. Is it amazing to be unique? Like, nobody's like me. I love it. Okay, but then you can say, Cami, I am not Serena, right? Let's talk about ourselves. So she's famous, even though we all agree that she was born like us, she made her way up to the top, and she became who she is right now. What is my part in this? What does it have to do with me? Any guess? Inspiring. Do you have the ability of inspiring others? Do you feel that? Let me give you a real example. Has anyone ever come to you, kind of not feeling well, and you spend, 5 minutes, 10 minutes talking to that person, and then that person left the conversation feeling way better than how it started? Is it a power of inspiration? Now, how did you do that? Maybe not knowing. You did that based with your superpower. You leverage your superpower. Your past experiences, your skills. And listening is a superpower. What happens quite often is that we undervalue our superpower. And why? Because it's natural for us. For example, we have the leaders and Marcelo kind of singing here. I am not a good singer. It's definitely not my superpower, but maybe for them it's so natural that I'm going to go there on stage and I'm going to sing. If we ask someone to come here on the stage and sing that does not have that superpower, how would this person feel? Terrified. My goodness, me on stage singing? So whatever is more natural in you is most likely your superpower. And remember that your superpower is unique. And you do have the ability of inspiring others, and moreover, to inspire yourself. Isn't it amazing that we have the power to inspire ourselves? Oh, I'm not feeling good today. Who can help me? Me. And I'm going to teach you how to do it. But again, let's come back to the question. What does it have to do with me? Right? I'm not Serena. And I don't think I'm at the age of becoming Serena at this point. Let me give you 5 reasons why it has to do with you. First of all, whenever you identify your superpower, it improved your mental health. Real example. Now we live in a world that is fully connected. You can leave this room in 30 minutes and start talking with someone that is in China, right? If we are not all in social media either directly or indirectly impact us. Oh, Cami, I don't have Instagram, I don't have X or TikTok, whatever. But the person sitting just on your side does. And may share something with you. We are now living in a world that is fully connected. What are the odds of being fully connected? Because it is very beneficial. Now we can get news instantly. We don't even need to kind of rely on newscaster anymore because we have people recording and sharing on social media or sending on WhatsApp. It's instantaneously. But what are the odds? Don't we try to become one of those influencers? And say, oh my goodness, look at this person. She or he does this or goes there. And what is the problem of this? We undervalue our superpower. Because we are not that person. And we will never be. Because we are different. We are unique. So whatever someone else does will not be like us doing the same. It can be better, it can be worse, but the only thing I can assure you, it's going to be different. And it has a direct impact on our mental health because we are always looking to somebody else's superpower, which we will never, ever have. And instead of valuing our superpower, we pretend or we try to be someone else. And it has a direct impact on our mental health. Because we feel we are not good enough. We feel that we are not sufficient. And that's not true. We are. Remember what I just said? We have the power of inspiring ourselves. But we are giving others the power that does not belong to them. So the first reason I want to give you to rely on your superpower that is very natural on you is your mental health. Cami, are you telling me or are you suggesting that I should kind of just turn off my social media? Of course not. We get information from there. It's important to be there. It's lovely to be there. Sometimes we get to know people that we would never ever meet if we were not there. How many people, I don't know, I remember at the beginning of Facebook that I was able to reconnect to people from Brazil, but living abroad was like, whoa, that's amazing. Or people from my childhood that I would never meet if it was not because of social media. But I need to know who I am. What is my superpower? So I do not diminish or I do not undervalue myself just because others do something different. Okay? So really important. We are unique. We are self-sufficient. What is the second reason? Better relationships. Remember what I said? I am sure that absolutely everybody in this room has had the chance of supporting others at some point in time, directly or indirectly. Whenever you know your superpower, and I'm going to tell you one of my superpowers, which is being positive. No matter what happens, I'm like, it's going to work. That's one of my superpowers, and I know that this may not be the superpower of others. Right? So if I see someone that is struggling to see the positive side of things, what can I do? I can offer my superpower to help that person. It improves the relationships. Because this is natural on you, and it's not natural on others that may need that drop of incentive, or that may need someone just to hear, to listen what's going on, or that just needs someone to hang out for a while until this person get back on track. So the more we know about ourselves, the stronger the relationship we build, because we know what we bring to the table. What else? Personal growth and fulfillment. Let me give you a real example. I'm launching my business as we speak. I don't want to promote anything, but just to let you know. In promoting a business, I'm opening an online business. So when you open an online business, the first thing that comes to mind, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to put my face in it. What if I was a shy person, which is not the case? Just to make it clear. But what if I was a shy person and I don't like to be on camera? Should I let this fear or this lack of skill, lack of ability, holding myself back of opening my online business? No. Why? There are other ways to be present online without necessarily having to speak on camera. What could I do? I could record a video without voice of me doing things at home, at work, or things that relate to my business, and then I voice that over. So whenever you know your superpower and you leverage this, you find solutions that does not necessarily need to be the way others do. Remember the social media? We don't need to copy what others do. Because the only thing I know is that it's going to be different because we don't have their superpowers. We do our way, and then we're going to be better than anyone else. Because no one can be like us. So again, if you have a dream, if you want to do something, and I'm like, oh, but you know what? The path to get there does not make me feel comfortable. Think of other ways. Leverage your superpower and get there. Because there are different ways. If we think about, oh, I need to go from here, Spiritist Society, to, I don't know, Fort Lauderdale Airport. How many ways do we have to get there? How many routes? I can walk, I can bike, I can drive, I can get in a helicopter. And if I bike, how many routes can I take? So there is not only one solution. There are multiple solutions. And the solution that is going to make us more successful is the one that leverages our superpower. Okay? Then 4, enhanced creativity and innovation. Once again, just coming back to the online business I was mentioning. There is an only way of doing this. But let me ask you something. Let me tell you something. I have my kid, he's 5 years old, he loves drawing. This, I have already kind of observed, this is one of his superpowers. Definitely not mine. Jesus. Whenever he asks me to draw something, I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm going to struggle big time. But the fact that this is not my superpower doesn't mean that I cannot support him and incentivize him to develop his superpower. One of my superpowers is problem solving. I cannot see a problem. I'm like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, let's go. This is one of my superpowers, and there are people that struggle with this. So I use that superpower to find ways to incentivize him to develop his kind of a drawing skills without me having to draw. And last but not least, resilience and coping skills. And let me share a scary story here, but just to prove the power of resilience and the power of superpower when we put that to work. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went with my family to Orlando, and I went to pick up a friend of mine in a hotel. We were in different hotels. I went there. She has 3 kids, and I have 1 kid, so you can imagine, right? So 4 kids, my friend, kind of a bunch of bags and pieces of luggage. And I had the doors of my car open when I spotted a big spider getting inside of my car. But big, like that big. I am terrified about spiders. And I start screaming like crazy. I start shaking. I was like, my goodness, what the hell am I going to do? I have 4 kids. I can't find this spider. So we tried to chase the spider. It was a type of spider that I have never seen before that jumps. I did not know that a spider jumps, for God's sake. These kind of American spiders are different than the ones that I'm familiar with. And then I lost. I could not track that spider. And I was in Orlando, and I had to drive back here 3 hours and a half.
Hell no.
Hell no, right? What am I gonna do? I was shaking. I started screaming. I asked for help, and people were kind of looking at me. I'm not sure if that kind of a size or spiders here are that common, but people would kind of look at me like, it's a spider. Like, I'm about to die. I'm gonna kind of sell this car right now. I don't want to get in this car. But I was the one driving. I was the driver. I had 4 kids with me and a friend. And it was damn hot. Like, I don't know, Celsius, 40, Fahrenheit, almost 100. What the hell am I going to do? My superpower. What is one of my superpower? Being positive. I had to control myself. I had 2 options. Either get in the car and control myself, or I don't know what else, because I had to come back here. And moreover, drive the car absolutely every day. Then when you kind of, you remind your mind that you have your superpower, your superpowers. First of all, I am way bigger than this spider. Second, if she jumps, I can have something and hit the spider. But I'm positive that she jumped out of this car because she's not that crazy to be here with me.
That'll be a good one.
This is how we use our superpower for what? To be resilient. I could have been there kind of crying, and by the way, I almost cried. I was like, I called my husband and said, you won't believe the size of this spider that got in the car. And we drove back here. Then I cleaned the car. I still have that image in my mind, but I'm positive that it's not there anymore, and I can drive the car safely. Because if I put in my mind that it's there and it's gonna jump out at any time, how am I gonna drive? Like this, which can cause an accident, right? This is the power of being uniqueness. You all are unique. You all have unique skills and experiences that made you superpower. Okay? And if you did not have any reasons to believe in that, I'm giving you 5 on how identifying your superpower, your uniqueness can definitely change your life, your mental health, your relationship, your personal growth and fulfillment, your creativity and innovation, and your resilience. We are in these roads to be happy, and we have everything we need to be successful. And before I leave the stage, I want to leave you with this. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. So the best we can do is be ourselves. right? And as I promised in the beginning of this presentation, I would share something that nobody else knew. This is my first presentation in English in a Spiritist society.
Wow.
Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you very much for listening. Here is my Instagram if you're going to know more about me, but it was definitely a pleasure to be here today, and I hope to see you next time.
Yay, thank you.